All right, so here we are parked, just a little bit of snow there, not much. And there's the trailhead listed here. We're heading into Black Lake. You can see the Lake Creek Corral listed here. Small camp area or picnic area. And ready to hit the trail. Spring melt is occurring, as you can hear from the roar of the runoff. Equally obvious when you look across at the upper slope is the burn from a couple of years ago from the forest fires, which burned up that slope. You'd see it along the road on the way in and along the trail for the first portion, and then it went up that draw looking towards the west or southwest, but it did not continue all the way up on the east side of Black Lake. So where we're heading, you can see to the left, all old dead trees, but not quite as much on the right. Stream and the trail goes that way. A little bit overgrown on this trail, just a heads up. If you decide to come this way sometime, you will be pushing through a little bit of overgrown bush. Not too bad, but there is some. First really small patch of snow leads up to another small one and a little bit more significant patch going up ahead. So I think we'll be fine when we're in the sun and post-holing just a little bit when we hit the shade. I was just about to say I was going to keep track of deadfalls, and we hit our first one, only this guy decided to fall right along the trail, so it's a walkabout. Deadfalls ended up not very bad on the hike, maybe a handful, but easily maneuvered around. Snow on the trail ended up more of an issue than the deadfalls, although many of the patches were easily maneuverable around. Check out all the tiny little cones on the tree. Alright, here's the trail going through the brush that we're following. As you break over the rise and look over the brush, you can see where we're going to. Following the trail as it pushes through the bush is probably similar year-round, but a unique thing early in the season is note all the grit on the leaves. I'm assuming the snow packed the bushes down actually onto the trail, and it brought some of the grit up with them. And those of us that come through early get to brush it all off with our clothing. We weren't really expecting the lake to be frozen, although it wasn't that big of a surprise. Of course, our visitors in camp weren't that big of a surprise either. A ground squirrel and a chipmunk that kept begging food joined the birds around us. Melt-off had certainly begun, and it was fascinating to study the edges of the ice where it went under the water. We really enjoyed this shoulder season hike, but it was time to head back to the trailhead. As we started to leave, we heard a roaring, and rather than an airplane, there was an avalanche on the mountain opposite the lake from us. If you look at the right of the screen, it varies a little bit, sorry about the zoom, you'll just catch the last of the movement of the avalanche down the chute. At least keeping our feet dry across the trickles of water across the trail was easy. Time very well spent at Black Lake.